Hey everyone, Nick here and welcome back to GamerTube, and welcome back to our Indigo Park character concept series. So the characters we created for today's video are known as the Hungry Hedgehogs. So we'll go into these characters' backstory, location, and all that good stuff as well. But before doing any of that, do be sure to leave a like and subscribe to GamerTube as it helps a lot and it's greatly appreciated. It also keeps you updated with the videos that we post. But alrighty, with that all out of the way, let's get into the character concept of the Hungry Hedgehogs. So previously in our Indigo Park character concept series, we've been looking into the other mascot characters that dwell within the park. Our main protagonist and their handy AI companion, Rambly Raccoon, have been making their way through the park in order to uncover its mysteries. But along the way, they've encountered the evil residents of the park. But as we learned in the last video, not all these mascot characters are so bad. So far we've met the two evil characters, Kelly Jellyfish and Spindly Spider. But the player has met a friendly and helpful character called Gamer Bear. Located in the Indigo Arcade are all the games and arcade machines. Rambly stored a number of important data codes in these machines for safekeeping. Gamer Bear helped the player and Rambly recover all these codes, and now they can access all the other areas in the park. After the mysterious incident happened, Rambly lost control of some of the major areas, but now they're unlocked, they both head deeper into the park. Gamer Bear decided to stay back in the arcade so he can keep the machine safe. So now as the main character and Rambly venture forward, they are sure to meet a new character. But as to if this character was as nice as Gamer Bear, they would soon find out. And speaking of this new character, let's introduce them now. So the next mascot character at Indigo Park is actually a group of 3, and these characters were known as the Hungry Hedgehogs. The Hungry Hedgehogs are a small family that run the candy store at Indigo Park. Each Hungry Hedgehog was a bright and friendly character who enjoyed their own favourite sweet treats. First we have Orange, who loves cotton candy. Whether it was blue or pink, he couldn't get enough of the stuff. He was obsessed with the light and fluffy texture of this sweet treat. Then we have Purple, who was a big fan of lollipops. She always liked how sweet and tasty these brightly coloured candies were. Although lollipops were designed to last a long while, it wouldn't take Purple much time at all to get through one. She usually gets impatient and starts biting through the hard candy. And lastly, Blue was crazy about ice cream. He loved everything about it, especially how cold and sweet it was. There was no amount of ice cream that would ever satisfy his hunger. Sometimes he would make ice cream cones with a ridiculous amount of scoops. So each of the Hungry Hedgehogs worked at the Indigo Candy Corner. This was a shop within the park where all the guests could buy all sorts of different candies and treats. The store was a big hit, and also the Hungry Hedgehogs were an even bigger attraction to the store. They would happily serve all the guests and sell all the items as well. But the park workers would have to be careful to keep an eye on the hedgehogs. If they weren't careful, the Hungry Hedgehogs would eat everything in sight, and once they got a sugar rush, there was nothing that could stop them. But with constant supervision, the Hungry Hedgehogs were on their best behaviour, and of course, when it was break time, they would eat as much as they could. But like most of the characters at Indigo Park, this happy facade wouldn't last forever. When the incident at the park happened, the Hungry Hedgehogs were affected as well. Luckily, all the guests managed to get away from the candy corner, because these characters were too busy eating all the treats inside. For the most part, the sugar rush from all the candy was what kept their evil instincts at bay. But as soon as all the candy and the ice cream ran out, that's when things got dangerous. Without any more sweet treats to satisfy their ravenous cravings, the Hungry Hedgehogs went completely rogue. They were so desperate for a piece of candy that they would attack anyone in hopes they had some on them. But luckily this all happened long after the park was sealed shut from the public. But if the Hungry Hedgehogs were to meet anybody again someday, there would be no stopping their crazy addiction for anything sweet. Whoever crosses their path would surely be ripped apart whilst they desperately search for sugar. And Rambly and the player are just about to realise how desperate and dangerous these characters will be. Speaking of, we now return to our main protagonists. They've been roaming through the park, searching high and low to uncover the truth about what really happened here. And the next location they would have to go through was the Indigo Candy Corner. Rambly warns the player about the Hungry Hedgehogs. He hasn't seen these little critters since the incident happened all that time ago, but there's a high chance that they've been affected like everyone else. So the player heads inside the store and takes caution. Rambly and the player need to head to the back of the candy corner to reach the back dock. Unfortunately, it was the only way forward, so they just need to move quickly. The Indigo Candy Corner was completely deserted. All the shelves and containers were completely empty. There wasn't a single shred of anything edible left inside. It seems that the Hungry Hedgehogs have cleared out everything. Suddenly, the player notices something off in the distance. It didn't take long for the Hungry Hedgehogs to reveal themselves. The player quickly jumps and hides inside one of the old candy barrels. They peek outside and get a good look at these hungry little hedgehogs. They could see all of them. There was orange, purple, and blue. These twisted little creatures were frantically searching around the store. It seems that they've noticed someone is inside. When the coast was clear, it would be safe for the player to exit the barrel and move forward. But this wouldn't be an easy task. At multiple times, the hedgehogs would reappear and they would need to hide once again. If these ravenous little hedgehogs were to find the player, they would surely tear them apart. So the player has to be patient and hide whenever they see them. Eventually, after hiding and sneaking, they reach the back dock door. But it's locked shut. They need to sneak around and find the key. Rambly tells them that the key should be located in the cash register. So the player carefully sneaks towards it to find out. As they gently open the cash register, it lets out a large ding sound. The Hungry Hedgehogs now know exactly where they are. The player grabs the key and runs towards the door. They entered the back dock and rushed towards the exit. But now the Hungry Hedgehogs were hot on their tail. With 3 of these ravenous hedgehogs right behind them, the chase was now on. So now the player has to desperately run as fast as they can. Throughout this chase sequence, Rambly can help out the player as well. He can activate steam pipes and other obstacles to slow them down. And if the player navigates through this back dock area correctly, then they would make it to the exit. They rush right through and close the door behind them. The roller door closes just in time before the Hungry Hedgehogs could reach the player. Finally, they were safe. They could now leave this area and these ravenous hedgehogs behind. But the player would have to ready themselves for whatever shows up next, because when it comes to Indigo Park and all its mascot characters, there's no telling who they'll meet. But one thing's for sure, with the help of their trusty pal Rambly, they'll be ready for anything. So I think that the Hungry Hedgehogs would be a great addition to our Indigo Park roster of characters. I think they lend a cute and fun design, but also a creepy and mischievous one as well. With 3 of these characters trying to hunt down the player, it would prove to be quite the challenge. The player would have to do their best to sneak around and hide whenever they see the Hungry Hedgehogs. This could definitely add some really tense and challenging gameplay elements, because if they let their guard down, these ravenous hedgehogs would show no mercy. Alrighty everyone, well that's all we have for today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please consider leaving a like, commenting and subscribing, as it helps a lot and it's greatly appreciated. As always, let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of the Hungry Hedgehogs and what you'd like to see going forward. As always, I'd like to thank you all for watching, liking and commenting as well. The fact that you all watch these videos and our series week after week means the world to us, and we really appreciate it. Also, a very big thank you to all of our GamerTube members who help support the channel as well. If you'd like to be a GamerTube member, then do be sure to click the link down below or the join button. But as always, you don't need to be a GamerTube member to enjoy our content. It's only if you'd like to help support us that extra mile. But alrighty everyone, until our next Indigo Park Character Concept Series video, I'll catch you later, bye.